G5 jet. I'm on my way to a brand new kit.
All right, welcome back. Well, that intro sucked. I don't think it played on the widescreen. It played on vertical, but not on widescreen. So, welcome back, everybody. Let me just double check my audio here. Yeah, we're good. StreamYard, man, it's expensive and they give you a lot of options, but it sure does mess up every once in a while. So I appreciate everybody joining us today. Today is, what's today? Thursday, the 16th, April 2026. Interesting news today. Has anybody been keeping an eye on Intel stock? I've been kicking myself. I knew, man, don't even get me started. I saw Intel stock at right around $40 a share. It's at like, what is it at today? 68. This was like 2 months ago. It shot way up. What are we at? Intel, $68 a share. It's up 5% just today alone. I knew they were coming back with this Panther Lake. Intel's back, and I should have bought a shitload of stock, and I didn't, like an idiot. Anyways, thank you for joining us today. I hope everybody had a fantastic day. Getting on to the back nine of the week. So, of course, we have Intel news to discuss. Really big news. What else do we have? Oppo news. We got OnePlus news. Not so good news. And we shall get going. Now, I want to let everybody know I'm going to promote my Substack. So, I'm kind of like a good blend of old school and new school. I'm like right in that age where technology just started taking off, like when I was a teenager, and I'm used to reading newspapers growing up. I'm used to riding in the car with my dad while he listens to AM sports talk radio, but I've transitioned into the new tech world, obviously streaming. But I say that to say this: I'm on Substack now, so if you like, I say like reading, if you enjoy, look. I'm not writing a novel on there, but I'm going to try to post the leading tech headlines for each and every day. I may miss a day or two here and there, but for the most part, I'm on Substack. The link is down below in the description. Today for our show notes, I'm going to link the Substack link because I'll essentially post show notes there. If you want I'll probably post the Google Docs as well. You don't have to pay anything. It's free. Now there is a paywall. I just haven't set it up yet. But anyways, I'm on Substack. eSIM Studios on Substack. Link down below where it says show notes. You can follow along. I have the stories posted on my Substack of what we're going to cover today. So we shall get going. And I knew this was. Hey, what's going on? Yes, you know it each and every day, man. I tell you what, I'm trying to transition to full-time YouTube. I have a life, but I'm saying I have other ventures that I'm doing, online stuff for income, for revenue, but I'm trying to transition. I think I've kind of made up my mind that's where I would like to make a large majority of my income is on YouTube, but it's just kind of getting over that hump. You know, last year we skyrocketed. What release was it? I was just thinking yesterday, what phone release was it where I shot up in subscriber count? It was the S25 Ultra release and something else. I can't remember. The Moto Signature did me pretty good too. Anyways, trying to transition. If I could go full-time YouTube, I would be... Typically, I'll do this, my live stream, at the end of the day when I kind of have all my work done. I'll jump on here real quick. But I think if I were to go full-time on YouTube, I'd be on it all day. I'd be on it all day. Maybe that's the key, right? Maybe that's the secret sauce is just get on and start recording. Or just go live. But shoot, I would do live streams and videos. And here's the thing. I'll do videos, but it's hard for me to edit my video. Not hard, but I'm not trying to make a movie. It's just something visually appealing. I think I can improve on that. I thought about hiring somebody, but you know, I'm not at that point. Maybe sometime in the future, but anyways, yeah. Let's jump into Intel. Intel. Keep an eye on Intel stock because it's blowing up, and for good reason. Look, for good reason. For so many years, Intel was a laughing stock in the tech world. Now they had a stronghold on computers, processors. Obviously, you know, back in the day, I would say early 2000s to probably about 10 years ago is when they started falling off. After 2010, their strong years were probably late 2000s, you know, somewhere around 2012, 2015. That's what AMD kind of introduced themselves as a market disruptor, and AMD. And I switched to AMD myself for many years, and just now went back to Intel because they're coming back really good. They have a new process, a new way of making these processors, and their new Panther Lake CPU is mind-blowing. It's game-changing. So they just signed a deal. Well, not just. They've been had this signed. But let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me share my screen. So Elon Musk and Intel. So here is Intel has finally unveiled details about their new TeraFab project. So what is TeraFab? Well, Elon Musk, everybody knows the price of parts, the price of CPUs. Everything is getting mad expensive, and processors have too. So instead of Elon Musk wants to make processors for his Teslas, for his companies, SpaceX, everything else. And give me a second. My cats are fighting. God dang it. So basically, I swear, as soon as I hit record, stuff just goes haywire. Sleeping all day. As soon as I hit live, they want to fight. Let's restart. Are they gonna fight again? I would twist the camera, but my camera's mounted. They're having a boxing match right here. Where was I? Lord have mercy. Hang on. Jesus Christ. This is going nowhere quick. Anyways, where were we? If I look over to my right, your left, I'm just keeping an eye on them. So I have to babysit. So Elon Musk wants to supply his own processors to Tesla for the cars because, you know, they're all electronic and they need a central processing unit to navigate and monitor and control everything. But he doesn't want to pay an arm and a leg for buying processors to put in Teslas, to put in SpaceX rockets. He doesn't want to make his own and then have TSMC manufacture them. What he wants to do, Elon Musk, is design his own CPU and manufacture his own CPU. See what I'm saying? Because you can go, there's essentially 3 different routes you can go. You can pay for somebody to design it and somebody to manufacture it, because designing and manufacturing are 2 separate things, right? You can design it in-house, but then you have to pay. Manufacturing is probably harder than designing it. So you can pay somebody to design it, pay somebody to manufacture it. Super duper expensive. You can design it, pay somebody to manufacture it, or you can design it and you can manufacture it. Now, that's probably, well, it is the most cost-effective way to go about it, but it's by far the absolute hardest thing to do out of all three of those options. Because as I mentioned, this is not easy. Now, it'll save you, well, could save him or any company, depending on how many you're producing and, you know, how many products you're going to put them in. It could save you millions, hundreds of millions, dare I say billions of dollars down the road, right? So Elon Musk is creating his own fabrication process, his own manufacturing. So he is going to design his own CPUs and manufacture his own CPUs. Now, he's going to get help. He's going to get assistance because it's so hard from Intel. Intel is back, as I mentioned at the start of the show, with their new Panther Lake CPUs. They have a new manufacturing process. I think it's called 18A manufacturing process. But they're going to kind of assist him in manufacturing. So Intel has disclosed now what their groundbreaking TeraFab project will include, and that's the TeraFab is what Elon Musk's CPU process is going to be called. So it's a incredible feat. Now it's going to cost billions upon billions of dollars to just jumpstart this project. As you know, not easy, but Intel is reportedly preparing to disclose comprehensive details about Elon Musk's ambitious TeraFab chip manufacturing project in the coming weeks. Now, this collaboration with Musk companies, these are all the companies that are going to be using these CPUs that he's going to manufacture: SpaceX, xAI, Tesla. So they're going to be going into rockets. They're going to be used to monitor and run the, what is it called? The Grok AI on Twitter. And then also be put in cars. Obviously not the same CPU, but his plant is going to be manufacturing specific CPUs to go into each project, right? Now, this is a significant opportunity for Intel to regain industry prominence, that respect again around the tech world. And both need this project to succeed. Intel needs it to build back their reputation, because make no mistake about it, they were out a while. 10 years is a lifetime in the tech world, and Elon Musk needs this deal to work so he can supply his products with CPUs, right? And in the long run, save him billions of dollars. In the long run, it's a no-brainer. But he was in talks before he made a deal with Intel. He was in talks with Samsung. I think he was close to signing a deal with Samsung. Look, for as much kind of praise as I've given Samsung in this last 8 to 10 months with their Exynos 2600 and now Exynos 2700 that they're working on, are they really back? I don't know, because their yield rate is right at around 55%, meaning 55% of the CPUs that they manufacture actually turn out to work. It's really not that. Look, you need at least 70% to say you have something, and for consumers to feel comfortable purchasing your product. It's kind of like passing grade, a 70 on a test, right, in school. You need about 70%. 7 out of 10 CPUs that you manufacture can end up being used in a product. Well, Samsung's yield rate is kind of low. And quite honestly, they're on shaky ground. They're on thin ice. Samsung, it could go either way with their upcoming Samsung Exynos 2700 CPUs. Now, they plan on putting those in upcoming Galaxy devices, 50% of Galaxy devices, S27 Galaxy devices. We'll have to see where that goes. But Intel, I think, that's all they do, essentially. Samsung's got a whole bunch of stuff they do. Intel is CPUs, that's what they do. Manufacturing, that's what they do. So I think it was a no-brainer for Elon Musk and his companies to partner with Intel for this TeraFab. it's a landmark deal because these are going to be AI focused chip productions at this TeraFab project. It aims to bring Tesla chip production, including its current A15 and future A16 in-house, potentially reducing reliance on external manufacturers like TSMC and Samsung, which is who they're currently using. Initial production at the TeraFab is slated to begin with approximately 3,000 wafers per month by 2029, with plans for gradual upscaling and a focus on high-stakes silicon logic, memory, and packing capabilities. Now, I don't know where this is going to be located. I think it might be in Austin, only about 45 minutes from where I'm sitting right now. Let's see where this is going to be real quick. Where is the new TeraFab facility going to be located? I think it's in Austin. Let's see. The new TeraFab chip plant, a $20 to $25 billion joint venture between Tesla, SpaceX, XAI, and Intel. Yep, will be located in Austin, Texas. Okay, it's immediately adjacent to the Tesla's existing Giga Texas campus in East Travis County. It's right along, what is it? That toll road right there, just to the east of Austin, of downtown Austin, maybe 20 minutes, right outside the city limits in Austin. Like I said, it's about a 45-minute drive from where I'm at right now. That'll bring a ton of jobs. Actually, if you're in South Texas, they're hiring all the time. So if you need a job, that would not be a bad place to get a job. Let's see. Initial phase, early operations in 2 million square foot pilot facility are being built on the east side of the Giga Texas campus. Expansion location. While initial operations on site, Elon Musk indicated that full-scale project will eventually require thousands of acres of land. They have thousands of acres of land out there. It's in the middle of nowhere. I mean, Austin, it's in the hill country, but it's not that big of a city. Like, it's just farmland once you go outside the city limits, and that's it. So you got a ton of land out there. TeraFab facility is scheduled to begin production in 2027. Now, this facility is focused on 2 nanometer chipsets. Production for autonomous vehicles, Optimus humanoid robots. That's cool. I didn't even mention that. And space-bound AI satellites, with Intel contributing to the manufacturing effort. So this is a very, very cool deal. It's a big deal down here in South Texas. Big deal. Even where I'm at, just a city away, it's a huge deal. I know people that have a job in Austin and they drive to and from Austin. If you have a good enough job and it pays well, I don't know, the price of gas getting so high, it might not pay that well after it's all said and done, but whatever. If you want this information, please go down, more information on this, please go down in the description box, show notes. I got links for you. We shall move on. Speaking of Intel, Intel is launching Wildcat Lake CPUs as a direct competitor to MacBook. Have y'all seen this? So everybody knows the MacBook Neo that's come out. They're low cost MacBook from Apple. It was a no-brainer. I don't know why they didn't think of this earlier, because they essentially sold out of all of their stock. In fact, all of their stock is gone, and they have to go back to TSMC to say, hey, do you remember that CPU y'all made for us? The A18? TSMC is like, yeah. And Apple's like, well, we're going to need like 20 million more of those. TSMC's like, that was a 2-year-old CPU. And Apple's like, yeah, I know. We need like 20 more ASAP, like yesterday. They can't make these fast enough. So we got to the people on the Windows side thinking, it's a copycat industry. It just is, right? There's no point in saying, oh, look, they copied Samsung, or oh, look, they copied Apple. Everybody copies everybody. It's just, it is what it is. Now, the MacBook Neo has been such an absolute hit, and you know why? It's cheap, and it does everything that 99% of people do online: emails, Netflix, YouTube, a little multitasking here and there, even if you have a light job online where you monitor stuff, project management, stuff like that, where you can video chat with people. Now, it's not made for gaming, right? And it's certainly not made for 4K video editing. Now, you can do both, but you're limited as to how hard you can go on either one of those. But they sold out because it's cheap and it's a MacBook, right? Now, it got people thinking on the Windows side, I wonder if we can do something like that. And a lot of the Windows manufacturers went to Intel and said, can you make us a low cost CPU so we can put in a MacBook Neo Lite competitor, priced around the same price range, so we can try to get on some of these sales? Intel said, well, you know what? We sure can. And not only can we're going to build it upon the groundbreaking Panther Lake CPU node. So Intel announced today that they have a brand new CPU that they're going to put in low price and budget laptops. So here we have Wildcat Lake. Again, similar. This is a big deal now. This is a big deal for you and I. It's going to bring down, because how much is a laptop that you want to buy for yourself? And you're not looking to spend, $1,000, $1,500 just to get a really good laptop. You're looking at least $2,000. And that's just for something that'll last you a few years. But what if you just want something basic, right? You got to spend $600, $700, $800, probably $700, $800. Well, this is going to be a low-cost Intel CPU that they're going to start putting in Windows machines, and they've had over 20 manufacturers place orders for this CPU. Over 20 laptop manufacturers place orders for this CPU. It's going to bring the base price down to about $500. That's freaking awesome. The world of computing is shifting. It's like on a paradigm. It's shifting. Even though I know stuff is getting more expensive, for the product that Intel can make is, especially on the Panther Lake, which is, as I mentioned earlier, groundbreaking CPU, performance, efficiency, power draws low, and it performs like nothing else. So they hit a home run with this Panther Lake. Well, this new Intel Core 3 series is going to be based on Panther Lake. They're just going to scale everything down, kind of strip it down of its really high performance features, but at its base, at its core, you get a very strong performing but subtle on the power CPU. So it's good news for us because you're not going to have to spend an arm and a leg. Now it'll be up to the laptop manufacturers, depending on what screen they give you. Obviously it won't be AMOLED, but you get the point, right? This is fantastic news. Now, this new Intel Core 3 series compared to the MacBook Neo's A18, it's essentially the same CPU they put in the iPhone 15, I think. Is it 15? Yeah, 15. It'll be stronger than the MacBook Neo laptop. Well, that technically has a phone CPU in a laptop. This Intel Core 3 series will have a laptop CPU in a laptop. So when these come out in about 8-9 months, this is going to outperform the MacBook Neo, and it's going to be directly competing against it. So that's why I'm saying they have a real hit on their hands. And as I mentioned, an absolute ton of laptop manufacturers already placing orders with Intel. So I'm not going to go through all the information, probably bore you half to death, like I would get bored, but you can see this article, which I have down below in the show notes link, breaks down everything into layman's terms. But you have all the cores, the configuration. It's built on the 18A node, which is, like I said, Panther Lake. So I think it's going to be great. So it's going to have 40 tops. That's insane for a bottom of the barrel bottom of the barrel CPU. What is the tops on the, it's trillions operations per second, but what is the A18? What does the MacBook Neo have tops? 1, if that. So that right there alone is going to tell you this Intel Core 3 series is going to blow away the MacBook Neo CPU. Now it's going to have support, and they're really not cutting that many corners. It's going to have support for Wi-Fi 7. It's going to have Bluetooth 6. It's just great. So very good news if you're you know, in the PC world. Very good news if you need a laptop, a cheap laptop here in the next year or so, because as I mentioned, everything's getting more expensive. But look at this. Here's all the manufacturers that have reached out and placed orders so far. Over 70. I was lowballing it at 20. 70. So you get big companies like Acer, Asus, Honor, HP, Lenovo. What is it? Hewlett Packard, Samsung, Xiaomi, MSI. They're all going to be putting out laptops with this CPU in it. So good news for the consumer. We get a lower cost laptops. Good news. Good news. Very good news. Hey, what's going on, man? Hopefully you're tracking your RFID Find My card. Should be on its way. I think I put it in the mail a couple days ago, so you should get it here pretty soon. Let's see. Let's get into the thumbnail, shall we? Let's get into the main story of what we got going on. So the NSA, the National Security Administration, put out a statement today that's very concerning that you need to pay attention to. If you're watching this, you need to, I would strongly suggest you follow these instructions, because the NSA, as I mentioned, National Security Administration, they monitor threats, cybersecurity threats, and a lot of it's they don't just do that, but a lot of it is that now. And they came across some important information that directly affects you and I. Directly, like right now, like where you're sitting at right now. They came across a hacking group, a hacking community. Now, it's not from where you think. This new hacking community, is out of Russia. I know a lot of them lately have been in China and North Korea. This one's in Russia. They put in a very strong, I guess they call it worm, very strong bug inside of Wi-Fi routers, and it's spreading all across the world, specifically in the United States. Now, it has an easy fix that I'm going to get to, but the NSA, as I mentioned, issued an urgent alert advising all Americans immediately. Now, don't do it right now. Do it after the show. I'm almost done. Or if you want to reboot it, be my guest. Come right back though, because we got to finish this story. So the NSA wants everybody to reboot their internet routers. So rebooting your router will defend against this cyber attack targeting home networks. So this is specifically targeting you and I in our routers that we have at home. So Russian, and I'll let you know how to do it. It's very easy. Russian GRU intelligence agencies and or their actors, a hacking group also known as APT28, Fancy Bear, Enforced Blizzard, are exploiting backdoor vulnerabilities in routers globally, specifically focusing on the American home networks. They are trying to steal sensitive information related to military, government, critical infrastructure, and your information. So no matter where you go online, they have all access. So if you sign into your crypto wallet, password, security, authentication, they'll be able to log all that. You're gonna want to reboot your router. So to enhance security, the NSA recommends changing your default router credentials. Now, let's just get into it right now. So how do you reboot your router? And I'll get into some other tips that they recommend, but at the very least, because you're not gonna have to do everything here that I'm about to say, because some of it's kind of difficult or time consuming, but at the very least, a simple reboot will kick them out of your system. You know how long your router goes without rebooting? Days, weeks, sometimes months. So whenever they infect their software bug into your router, it can stay dormant for until you reboot it. As I mentioned, days, weeks, months, dare I say years, and they can see everything you're doing. So how to reboot your router? It's pretty easy. Just pull the plug. Now, I wouldn't pull it and put it back in. Pull it, count to 30, and then plug it back in. It's that easy. It's all you got to do. Now, once you reboot it, they would have to physically re-inject your router again. But unless you're like a very, very important person, they're probably just going to move on to the next. Look, you got to remember, they're infecting millions of routers with this bug. So they're not going to be like, oh, eSIM Studios rebooted his router, let's go reinfect them. Nah, they're just going to do one sweep, one infection of a ton of routers, and they're going to start pulling data and information from your router. So if you reboot it, they probably won't even notice. You'll be safe and they'll just move on. It's one of those things. Now, after you reboot, here's some other tips that they recommend, but it's not required. So they recommend changing your default router credentials. They also recommend disabling remote management. They recommend updating your firmware. Check if there's a firmware update. Typically, the routers will do it automatically. Depending on what model you have, you can go find the model number that you have is typically on the bottom of your router. Put the model name in Google and then put in firmware update. Google it and see what pops up. They're all different, right? The ones we have update automatically. They also recommend upgrading outdated devices. If you have a super old router, you're going to need to buy a new one. It's just a fact of the matter. And it's a good thing you don't have to do it every year. Every 3 or 4 years, you should be fine. But if you're just 3 or 4 years old, you might think about upgrading it because it does have new security features in there. Also exercise caution with browser certificate warnings and emails, while also suggesting reporting suspected intrusions to the FBI or the IC3. If you have any knowledge or think something's weird or think your network might be infected, the NSA wants you to contact the FBI. Now, I don't have their numbers. Why would I? I'm sure you could Google it, but be careful too, because I think they have a pretty common phone number. But chances of you finding something might be slim, but it can happen. I just restarted mine earlier today when I saw this story. So you're going to want to restart your router. Now, here's another thing. Remote management. If you work from home and let's say you log into your company's or remote management, right? You log into your company's back end to help them work while you're at home. And that could be an issue too, because now they know a lot of people do remote work from home. And if they're in your network, they can see everything you're doing online. So when you log in to your company's website on the back end, they're going to log in right with you. They'll be right next to you, which is not good because they can steal credentials, all sorts of stuff. So just a long list of headaches that could cause. So whenever you get home, don't race to get home. Oh my God, if you're not home, don't rush, don't put yourself in harm. But whenever you get home, maybe you're on a road trip, it's not something you got to do, like literally drop everything you're doing and restart your router. If you're home, go ahead and do it. If you're not home, just do it whenever you get home, type of thing. Again, all you do, pull the power plug. You don't reset it, because if you hit that reset button on the back, you're going to factory reset it like a phone, and then you're going to have to log in again, and you're going to have to set a username, set a network ID, set a password. It's going to factory reset your router. You don't need to do that. It's very simple. A simple power reboot will do it. Turn it off, wait 30 seconds, turn it back on, it'll refresh and kick it out. That's very similar with a lot of the zero clicks, not the zero click, but some of the other bugs you can get on your phone. a simple reboot will clear it, or a factory reset will clear it. So thank goodness you don't have to like jump through hoops to potentially get this out of your system. Just a simple power reboot, power cycle will do it. But if you want some information on this, if you need a little more, I have all that and some at the show notes link in the description box down below. Simply click that. The article will be right there for you. So I did want to get that out as soon as possible. And then what time do we got? 37 minutes. My shirt. Let's jump into my shirt. So OnePlus. More bad news for OnePlus as it kind of spiraling down to bad news, more bad news, more bad news. So OnePlus Europe faces staff cuts, strategic review, and market retreating. So they're essentially backing out of Europe. So you saw them back out of the United States. They closed down all of their offices, closed up shop, laid off employees. Some, I'm sure, lucky employees got the option to transfer to different offices. Well, they're doing that now in Europe. So they're closing down their offices in Europe. Some are getting let go. Some have the option to, I think, go back to China and work in China if available, or, you know, if they have a passport or whatever. But not good. So it's called product strategy, which that's what they're calling it. I'm just calling it downsizing, quite frankly. And we all knew this was coming. Where there's smoke, there's fire. We've heard this rumor's been out there. This is not really a surprise. This is just more evidence that supports that claim that they're shutting down. Now, again, are they really shutting down? Like, no more OnePlus at all? No. We just reviewed that OnePlus Ace 6 that they're coming out with, a new gaming phone, but that's only going to be launched in China. So they're just sticking to China and India, and that's it. No global phones. The only offices they'll have, China, India. And if you're thinking, well, that's not a problem, I can just go to Giztop and buy the next OnePlus 16. I guess theoretically you could, but I've heard they're jumping to they're jumping to ColorOS on the OnePlus devices, and you will get 0, maybe 1 or 2 bands, but essentially good luck putting a SIM card in there and getting your network to work on that OnePlus 16. It's essentially it will be non-existent if you're here in the US. Of course, you can buy it and use it on Wi-Fi, but who wants to do that, right? So just another sign that sad days are in front of us if you're a OnePlus fan. Somebody that was in that specific office put a post on Reddit saying a very sad day, as you know. So this is a OnePlus employee that worked in Europe that now is posting this on Reddit. So based on a comprehensive assessment of the European market environment, business performance, and resource allocation, OnePlus Europe is currently reviewing its regional roadmap and product strategy. For a lot of us at the team, that means that we will be looking for new employment, me included. I thought I'd let everyone know that starting today, I will be looking for new employment. So if you're looking for or know anyone looking for a senior lead or head of community, please let me know. That sucks. Sucks big time. But yeah, times are hard out here. Lord knows it's tough. Has Google dropped new updates on messages? Video call direct from Google Messages? They are going to put that out. You're talking about RCS 4.0, version 4.0. It has not been pushed out yet. It will be pushed out when, we don't know. But I think we covered that last week. It's probably the biggest update Google Messages has ever seen, set aside from jumping to SMS to RCS. Remember that 5, 6, 7 years ago? Well, this is bigger than that, honestly. This will be their biggest update ever, because this will essentially have Google Messages. I'm not going to say it'll be like iMessage, but it's kind of taking it that way. Like, you're going to get all new video calling, high quality video calling, video chat. You're going to get new emojis, new expressions. I mean, you're going to get, it's almost a complete rebuild from what they're doing on the back end, implementing all this stuff. Now it's going to look the same. They're, look wise, it'll be the same, but they're just going to flood it with all sorts of new features. So the iPhone people can't be bragging all the time about iMessage. Us Android users will have, will be afforded the nice qualities that iMessage has been affording iPhone users for years. Well, we're going to get that. Now, I don't know what devices they're coming to first. I don't know if it's going to be a widespread update, meaning flagship phones and budget phones and mid-range phones, like everybody gets it at once. Or I hope they don't do this, but what if they just update or release it to flagship phones first, right? Pixel 10s, S26 series, OnePlus 15s, or and then it trickled down to older devices. What I think they should do is just release it all at once. I don't know if the servers can handle it with the trade over, with the transition to RCS 4.0. Should, but we'll see. Subscribe to the channel and I will be on top of this story because it's a very big deal and I'm going to be covering this specifically. I would never recommend GizTop. You may not get good band support in the US, so I went with US version to avoid any risks. So far, amazing 5G speeds with AT&T. Are you talking about the OnePlus 15? I have never purchased a device from GizTop. Always wanted to, but they give you the Chinese version. Now, in times where you want a very, very specific device and you cannot find it literally anywhere else, I would buy a phone from GizTop. But the reason why I have not is because, like you, I can go get a similar phone that's an actual US version or a real global version. I always go get that option over the GizTop version, because at GizTop, they give you the China version. They just flash the global version on top of the China OS, which for the most part works for most people. But every now and then, in the past, Android Auto, Google Wallet didn't work. I think it does now. But I'm just saying, the band support with these Chinese phones, the bands still stay in the phone, in the modem. You just whatever it came with in China, you just flash the global operating system on top. So just because they flash the global version on top of the China ROM, doesn't mean it's going to open up all the bands. It does not mean that. I think a lot of people get that misconstrued or don't understand that. It's still only going to come, even if they flash the global ROM on top of the China ROM, you're still only getting the China bands that it comes with. So you could be missing out on some really good service here. Again, I would only do that if I absolutely had to, but GizTop also comes with Chinese blueware that's not needed in the US. Sure do. Hello, Jinko Bowden. Hello to you. Yeah, GizTop's and look, they are cheaper on GizTop, but it's for a reason. It's for a reason. You can get a OnePlus 15 on GizTop, I think, for like $600, a few $100 under what they sell them here, but you just got to know what you're getting. And then returning the item, I know they do returns, but good luck. It's one of those things. Cross your fingers. In fact, I got to return this Nothing Phone 4a Pro. The network is ridiculous, and going through the return process with Nothing, it's interesting. I've never returned anything to Nothing before, but they have, well, I may do a video on it. It's an interesting process, to say the least. So I may make a video about that tomorrow or over the weekend, but I'm going to have to return this network speed. It's crazy. I either get really good, fast network speeds, or they just absolutely suck. Like literally 7-8 megabits per second when I have 3 gig download speeds. Like something's wrong with this phone. So I just can't keep it anymore. It sucks, but thinking about getting the iQOO 15 Ultra from GizTop, is that a good idea? I have no clue. Be honest with you, I don't know. Um, I've never used an IQ phone before. Now, you're going to need to do your homework. I'll give you some advice though. I would do your homework. And just like when I was interested in getting a OnePlus 15, see if IQ 15, see if there's more than one version, meaning see if there's an international version, and an India version, or a global version. Make sure you know what you're getting. Whatever version China Giztop sells, probably the China version, go to, depending on where you live, go to GSM Arena, IQ 15, look at the band selection. Google, do your homework. Google your whatever carrier you use, put in T-Mobile 5G bands USA list, and it'll come up with a list of 5G bands. And you take those 5G bands that Google spits out to you, and you compare it on the on the GSM Arena listing for the, I'm assuming the China version of the IQ 15. Because Giztop will show you exactly what bands it'll have. Let's see here. So here's the IQ 15. Here is, where's the network? Here we go. So there's your 5G bands. It looks like there's only one model available. Because like for OnePlus 15, it'll show you. It'll say international, or like for the Motorola Signature, it'll give you European and India version. And then depending on what bands your carrier uses, you might want to select the India version, or you might want to select the, Euro version, But it looks like, it appears there's just one model. So it should be pretty easy. But just do your homework, find out what the model number is, and just try and match it up with the other ones, with these bands. So looks like an interesting phone. But yeah, if you can get a good deal on it, make sure you know what the return policy is, if they flash a ROM on top of it, all that stuff. If you get assigned for it at delivery, you're using T-Mobile. Let's see here. Oh, thank you, Bradley. Appreciate you for joining us today. I saw your post on Facebook, that buffet. Oh man, that looks good. I would get so full, I would just start dozing off. Let's see, for T-Mobile, those bands look so T-Mobile uses 12, 41, 70, so it's missing 71. So yeah, it's kind of like 3 out of the 4 or 3. Yeah, it should be fine. Now, what I would do, check this out. I want you to download an application. It's called Check Your Network. Oh wait, that's not what it's called, but let me see. It's called Network Cell. What is this called? Because here's what I want you to do. It's this one right here. Network Cell Info. Network Cell Info. Once you open it up, it'll tell you what band you're using. Let me show you what it looks like. Damn it, what the hell? Yeah. So it'll show you this. See, it shows I have T-Mobile too, and I'm in South Texas. So it'll show you I'm using band number 12. Just download this app, and always look right here where it says 12. every now and then when you're running errands around town, when you're dropping the kids off at school, when you're going to the store, or when you're just sitting in your house on the computer, every now and then, every hour or two, open up the app, see what band you're connected to, because you can go here and say, okay, so I'm using band, because that's what I do. I'm like, damn, so the most of the time I'm on either band 12 or band 41. So I know probably need to get a phone that has band 12 and band 41, right? So this would be perfect because it has band 12, it has band 41. Now sometimes it goes to 71, but it's kind of rare. But that if I have to miss a band, I could, I guess, do away with 71. But if you use band 12 and band 41 a lot, you're gonna need to make sure the phone has band 12 and band 41. See what I'm saying? And it has standalone and non-standalone 5G. So yeah, it has a really good modem in there that uses the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. Yeah, fantastic modem, very good signal. So you should be okay. I think you should be okay. But just do your homework, and appears to be all right. So, oh, thank you, appreciate it. Thank you very much. Certainly, no, that's what I'm here for. And remember, if you need to get a hold of me, if you got any questions in regards to would this phone work with this, and just like what I explained right now in a certain scenario, you can reach out. You can give me a holler, send a text. I was just hollered at a viewer just the other day on the back end with a question about something. So I have all my contact information down below. Have my email. I got Facebook, Facebook Messenger, Instagram, X, Telegram. I got all sorts of stuff you can reach out. So if you never need anything, let me know. That's what I'm here for. Always here to help. So I shall get out of here. It's getting around that time. Speaking of that buffet, Bradley, I'm getting a little hungry, but appreciate it, and subscribe to the channel. I think we're gonna do a giveaway tomorrow, so I'm just really short on time right now. But have a great rest of the day. Please be safe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.